In the words of Will Smith's character in the movie I, Robot, this is when I told you so just doesn't cover it. After lying about this for weeks, if not months, Iran finally acknowledged supplying drones to Russia. Now, they're saying that they supplied the drones before the war in Ukraine. And Zelensky immediately turned on them and said they're lying, and I tend to agree with him. And I mentioned before, I'm not hugely fond of Zelensky, but when he's right, he's right. What I'm seeing here with Iran's rhetoric is a very familiar pattern. Iranian rhetoric reminds me very much of what was going on in 2014 when Russia initially invaded Crimea. If you recall, first they said that no, there were no Russian soldiers there. Then they said, yeah, there were armed Russian men there, but they were not really soldiers, they were volunteers. Then they said, well, they were sort of hired mercenaries, and then they finally admitted, yeah, we went in and invaded Crimea. So I think what Iran is doing is the same thing. So they just, after lying for weeks, admitted supplying the drones to Russia before the war in Ukraine. What I think is going to happen is sometime later, maybe in a couple of weeks, they're saying, well, yeah, we also supplied some drones during the war, but very limited quantities. And then sometime later, they're going to say, yeah, we supplied drones, we supplied lots of them, and we're going to continue supplying this. Since Ukraine had seen this pattern before, they're already raising the red flag saying, hey, you know, this is what's going on. This is what's likely going to happen. You know, somebody do something. Stop buying this bullshit, because it's not like this is hard to figure out. In other news, a Russian appointment judge in the separatist Republic of Donetsk is recovering from an assassination attempt. And of course, the militants are blaming Ukrainians. And again, this goes to show that what I said in the past, that Ukrainian people have a great capacity for making life very uncomfortable for Russian army and officials in the occupied areas, this is coming true. This comes on the heels of the fact that both the separatists and Russians have been saying for years that Ukrainians are very stupid. Well, how could they possibly pull off an assassination attempt? Thank you for watching.